Let me ask you this. Would you ever sacrifice someone you love to save someone else you love? Because that's exactly the moral dilemma at the heart of the Şahmeran story. And this dilemma leads all the characters to a tragic end. Hello, dear viewers. Today I'll tell you one of the most enchanting and heartbreaking stories from Turkish mythology, the legend of Şahmeran. Have you ever heard this story before? Share it with us in the comments. Şahmeran. This name comes from the Persian word Shah, meaning king, and Mar, meaning snake. It means queen of snakes. But Şahmeran isn't an ordinary snake. She is a half-human, half-snake being of enchanting beauty, wise and powerful. Şahmeran's upper half resembles the most beautiful women. She has long black hair, mesmerizing eyes, and an angelic face. Her lower half is a magnificent snake body covered in colorful scales. This appearance isn't terrifying, but rather mystical and enchanting. Her most important feature is knowing the secret of immortality. A special fluid in Şahmeran's body can make a person immortal, but the price of reaching this secret is very heavy. The hero of our story is Canan, a young and handsome man living in the city of Tarsus. His family is poor, but he is hardworking and honest. He makes his living by cutting and selling wood. Every morning, he gets up early, goes to the mountains, cuts wood, and sells it in the city. Canan also has a sick mother. He loves his mother very much and is ready to make any sacrifice for her. His mother's medicines are expensive, so Canan has to work even harder. One day, he goes to the mountains to cut wood as usual, but that day his fate will completely change because that day he will meet Şahmeran. While Canan is cutting wood on the mountain, he hears a strange sound with his friends. The sound comes from underground. Curiously, they look toward where the sound comes from and discover a large well. This well is so deep they can't see the bottom. His friends tell him to be careful, but Canan is very curious. He approaches the edge of the well and tries to look inside. At that moment, his foot slips and he falls into the well. The fall lasts a very long time. Canan faints. When he wakes up, he finds himself in a strange place. This is a large cave system underground. But it's not an ordinary cave. The walls are covered with crystals. Everything is sparkling. When Canan looks around, he's shocked. Because hundreds of snakes live in the cave. But these aren't ordinary snakes. They're snakes that can talk, think, and organize. And they're all watching him curiously. At first, he's very afraid, but the snakes don't harm him. On the contrary, they welcome him like a guest. Canan realizes he has fallen into the secret realm of snakes. This realm is a civilization hidden from humans, living underground. The snakes bring him food and prepare a place for him to rest comfortably. Canan accepts this situation with amazement, because there's no way to get back up. A few days later, the snakes take Canan to a special ceremony. In the largest hall of the cave, he sees Şahmeran sitting on a golden throne. His breath is taken away at first sight. Şahmeran is so beautiful that Canan can't take his eyes off her. Her enchanting voice rings in his ears. Welcome, human child. I am Şahmeran, queen of this realm. You are a very special guest. Canan is enchanted. Şahmeran's beauty, intelligence, and wisdom affect him. The more they talk, the more he admires her. Şahmeran also likes Canan's innocence, honesty, and love for his mother. Days pass, and a deep bond forms between Canan and Şahmeran. They have long conversations every day. Şahmeran tells him the secrets of the world, history, and her ability to see the future. Canan tells her about the beauties and sorrows of the human world. A great love is born between them. This love isn't just physical, it's a spiritual bond. They complete each other. Şahmeran has fallen in love with the innocence she found in Canan. Canan admires the wisdom and power he found in Şahmeran. They live together for months. Canan doesn't even think about going back up anymore, because he has found his true love, but fate has other plans. One day, Şahmeran gives sad news with her prophetic power. Canan, your mother is very sick. If you don't return immediately, you'll lose her. This news devastates Canan. He faces his biggest dilemma. Should he choose his love or his mother? Şahmeran understands how difficult a situation he's in. Go, save your mother. Your happiness is my happiness, she says. But Canan has another problem. How will he get back up? Şahmeran knows the solution. She takes him on her back and carries him up through the long, complex cave system. The moment of separation is very painful. Both cry. "Will you come back?" asks Şahmeran. "Definitely," says Canan. But Şahmeran gives Canan a very important warning. "When you go up, don't tell anyone about our realm, because if humans find us, they'll kill us all, especially me." "Why?" asks Canan. Şahmeran explains with a sad expression. "Because the secret of immortality is in my body. When humans learn this secret, they'll kill me and eat my flesh. This is my greatest fear." Canan swears, "I'll never tell anyone. I'll protect you." Şahmeran trusts him and takes him up. Canan sees sunlight he hasn't seen for years, but his heart is still underground. When Canan returns home, his mother is indeed at death's door. She has been waiting for her son for months. "Where were you, my son?" she asks. Canan doesn't know what to say. "Far away for work," he says. He takes his mother to the doctor, but the doctor gives a hopeless diagnosis. "Your mother is very sick. Only a miraculous medicine can save her, but such a medicine doesn't exist." Canan falls into despair. Then he thinks of Şahmeran. Did she have healing power? But how can he reach Şahmeran? He can't find that well again. At this time, a major event happens in the city. The Sultan becomes seriously ill. The palace doctors can't find a cure. The Sultan is about to die. In this situation, the issue of the heir to the throne comes up, and great chaos begins in the palace. The Sultan's vizier is a very cunning man. He researches old legends and comes across the Şahmeran story. If we find Şahmeran and feed her flesh to the Sultan will become immortal, he thinks. The vizier has investigations made in the city. Who knows about this Şahmeran? Who is aware of the underground realm? And his investigations reach Canan. The vizier's spies follow Canan for days. He has strange behaviors. He constantly goes to the mountains, searches old wells, acts as if he's looking for someone. This arouses suspicion. One day Canan is caught and taken to the palace. The vizier threatens him with torture. "I know you know Şahmeran. Where can we find her?" Canan refuses. "I don't know such a being." But the vizier is insistent. "Isn't your mother sick? If you help us, we'll heal your mother. If you don't, both you and your mother will die." Canan reaches his greatest dilemma. If he reveals Şahmeran, he'll condemn her to death. If he doesn't, his mother will die. He has to choose between two people he loves. He can't sleep for nights. He thinks of Şahmeran's beauty, wisdom, and her love for him. Then he thinks of his mother's sick condition and his debt to her. How can he make this choice? The vizier increases the pressure. He throws Canan in the dungeon. Every day he comes and threatens, "This is your last chance. Either you show us Şahmeran, or you and your mother die together." Finally, Canan can't stand it. The more he thinks about his mother, the more he goes crazy. "Şahmeran will understand me," he thinks. "If she loves me too, she'll accept this sacrifice for my mother." He surrenders to the vizier. "Okay, I'll show you Şahmeran, but first heal my mother." The vizier agrees, and the palace's best doctor treats Canan's mother. The mother recovers, but Canan's heart is shattered. He has condemned his beloved to death, but he has saved his mother. Was this the right choice? Canan leads the vizier's soldiers to Şahmeran's cave. Since he knows the way, they find it easily. When Şahmeran sees Canan, she welcomes him with joy. "You came back. I missed you so much." But when she sees the soldiers coming behind him, she understands. The guilt in Canan's eyes explains everything. "You betrayed me," she says. Her voice is broken. Canan starts crying. "My mother was dying. I had no other choice. Forgive me." But Şahmeran no longer listens. Her heart is broken. The person she trusted most has betrayed her. The soldiers try to capture Şahmeran, but she is very powerful. She resists them with her magical power, but she doesn't want to fight because her heart is broken and she has no desire to live. "Canan," she says, "if you truly love me, I have one last request. When you cook my flesh, be careful. Let my upper part be given to the Sultan, my lower part to you. Because whoever eats my lower part becomes immortal. Whoever eats my upper part sees the future." Canan is surprised. "Why do you ask such a thing?" Şahmeran says with a bitter smile, "Because I still love you, and I want you to be immortal." Şahmeran is taken to the palace and killed. This scene is so tragic that even the soldiers cry. Until her last moment, Şahmeran thinks of Canan. Maybe this was meant to be, she says to herself. The vizier cooks Şahmeran's flesh. He serves the upper part to the sultan. The sultan eats it and indeed begins to see the future. But this doesn't work in his favor because he also sees his own death. The lower part is given to Canan, but Canan can't eat it. How can he eat his beloved's flesh? The vizier forces him to eat it. Canan becomes immortal, but this doesn't bring him happiness. After Canan becomes immortal, he also gains Şahmeran's wisdom. Now he can understand everything, see the future, and he realizes he has made a terrible mistake. He sacrificed Şahmeran to save his mother, but didn't true love require such sacrifice? Or was true love protecting your beloved? Every day he goes to Şahmeran's cave and cries. Now he's immortal, but this immortality feels like a curse to him, because he has lost his beloved and will live with this pain forever. Şahmeran's death disturbs the natural balance. The snake realm curses humans. A special punishment is given to Canan. He will live forever, but will never be happy. The sultan goes mad because he sees the future and dies. The vizier is also poisoned because he ate Şahmeran's flesh and dies in agony. Only Canan lives, but this life feels like punishment to him. Canan lives for years. Everyone around him dies. He remains. His mother ages and dies. His friends die. But he continues to live and thinks of Şahmeran every day. The Şahmeran story gives us very deep lessons. The first lesson, love requires sacrifice. But this sacrifice shouldn't cost someone else's life. Canan sacrificed the wrong person. Second lesson, true love can be unrequited. Şahmeran loved Canan until the end and wanted his well-being despite his betrayal. This is a sign of true love. Third lesson, some decisions are irreversible. The decision Canan made determined the rest of his life. That's why we need to be very careful when making important decisions. The final lesson, immortality isn't always a gift. If your loved ones aren't with you, immortality feels like a curse. The Şahmeran story is still relevant today. Because we all face such dilemmas in our lives. We're forced to choose between our loved ones. What should we do in this situation? The answer might be this. True love never requires sacrificing anyone. If you're forced to make such a choice, maybe it's not true love. Have you had such dilemmas in your life? What would you do if you were in Canan's place? What's the biggest lesson this story gave you? Do you know similar legends? What's the percentage chance this story is real? Participate in our poll. And which legend would you like us to tell next week? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like the video. See you in the next video. Take care of yourselves.